Street takeovers in LA and in Florida instituted a new law. I don't want to spend any more than 10 minutes on this. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
Street takeover in downtown LA turns into an inferno after things get out of hand.
KCAL News reporter Lauren Posen is in downtown LA, where last night cars were even lit on fire.
You don't have to go far to see the damage from this takeover. Right behind me right away, the first thing you notice is just the tire marks from the cars doing donuts on the intersection here. And then at another part of it, you can see the asphalt just charred, and look at all that glass. This wild video looks like a scene out of a movie, but it's not. It's a street takeover that turned into an inferno in downtown Los Angeles.
Hey, imagine you come outside. You had a Dodge Challenger, Hellcat, Charger, Hellcat. Somebody stole your car because they wanted to go to the street takeover over in LA, right? And then right after that, you look up on the news, you realize that the police is sitting right there on the left-hand side because they can't do nothing about it. The fire truck is nowhere to be seen. They right outside of the Boss Lady Players Club right there, as y'all can see right there. Y'all see the Boss Lady Players Club? The street is turned black, not because it's asphalt, that's actually concrete, but they did so many burnouts to where it seemed like that part of the street is paved black. And you come outside or you turn on the news and you realize that, damn, that's my Hellcat out there on fire. And I might have let my insurance lapse. Let me go ahead and check my insurance to make sure that it didn't lapse.
LAPD says it happened at the intersection of 18th and Main just before 3 Saturday morning.
That's more than one car
Over
out there,
50
too.
cars converged near the freeway underpass, and police say at least 2 were intentionally set on fire. Explosions heard as the cars burned to the ground. Traffic backed up around the corner with drivers trying to dodge the flames. Councilmember Kevin DeLeon says this happening in his district is unacceptable.
So it angers me because it puts other people in danger.
Just a few weeks ago, at another downtown takeover, gunshots were fired. Police found shell casings but made no arrests. There is a task force made up of LA County Sheriff's deputies, California Highway Patrol, and Los Angeles Police Department officers dedicated to finding and stopping takeovers. DeLeon says on July 1st, more funds will be allocated to that force.
We actually have reduced the number of street takeovers in LA, but in particular in downtown.
Cap. Because they're not just going to LA, they're going to all of the surrounding cities and all of the surrounding counties in order to do their burnouts. And ain't nobody stopping them.
In Los Angeles, but nonetheless, it has not completely, come to a halt.
But Damian Kevitt with Streets Are For Everyone thinks another approach could work.
More holistically, not necessarily just from a enforcement perspective, which is a tool, but also how do we provide areas where this can be done legally? How do we...
You know what the problem with people are? Is that they try to justify it by allowing for it and then legalizing it. It's the same thing that happened with marijuana. It's the same thing that happened with certain drugs. It's the same thing that happens with cigarettes. Instead of us calling it and saying, hey, man, it's just bad for society, we try to figure out how we can make money from it. We try to give over to the evilness. Nah, it's okay. It's okay. When you start to allow for people to be able to take an inch, they're going to take a mile. You know what? In order for us to get them off the street, we got to figure out how to allow for them to do it legally. It is a way for them to do it legally already. You can go out there to the track. You can go out there and run your car, and you can get a ticket, and you can pay for it. And you can actually run your car and do a quarter mile. Do a quarter mile run, and you can take your car to the car meet. You can do everything. What are you talking about how to do it legally? So you want to create an entirely different environment for them to be able to do burnouts and tear up. It's tracks in every single state. Every single state, there are tracks. But guess what? You just can't take stolen cars there. That's the problem. You can't take stolen cars there. That's the problem. You can't take them out there and do burnouts. See, those are the cars that's on fire. Go to the track. Go to the track. It's tracks in every single state. What are you talking about? And this is why you don't need some of these people in order to be able to have these conversations at all.
Do educate.
You get hard on crime. You make examples out of people, and that's how you stop people from doing stuff they ain't supposed to do.
Police say when they got to the scene of this most recent takeover, the crowd scattered. No arrests were made, and despite the massive
No arrest
fire,
is ever
no
made.
one got hurt.
Hey, listen, if you want to go race, you want to be a speed racer, go to a racetrack and go as fast as you want. Go race, your heart out. I know they're not going to listen to that, but listen, that's why we're going to beef up, with resources, at least in downtown LA, to make sure we can put a huge dent.
Nobody ever gets arrested.
Earlier this year,
Have y'all noticed that nobody ever gets arrested? The only person that's on the hook is taxpayers and insurance companies. They tear up the streets and then y'all say, oh man, there's potholes out there. No. But Florida, they say, is getting a little bit tougher. Let's see what Florida got going on.
Well, you've probably seen it on social media. Crazy videos of cars taking over the streets, some even drag racing. The so-called street takeovers in South Florida have only created more havoc on our roads. And now a new state law hopes to deter people from taking part.
NBC6 reporter Amanda Placencia looks into what's being done to put the brakes on this danger to keep you safe.
With these new state laws, people planning to get behind the wheel of a car during those illegal street takeovers could lose their car and the right to drive.
That's how it happens in Michigan.
Drifting. And
if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, or if you get caught drag racing on the street, if you get caught street racing and you ain't at the track, they taking your whole car. That's exactly how they do it here. Oh, trust me, I know. Trust me, I know. If you are out here and you are not legal and you out here doing what you're doing and you throwing your car on the track and stuff like that, they will take your car, they will impound it, they will levy incredible fees, they will throw reckless driving, drag racing. They will give you 12 points on your license, 6 for reckless, 6 for drag racing. They will impound your car and they will 100% own your car. They will take your car 100%.
Donuts can lead to chaos. New state laws are cracking down on illegal street takeovers. If someone is caught participating in these dangerous stunts, they will soon face tougher penalties. Even though local officers in Miami-Dade and City of Miami have had a dedicated task force to catch these reckless drivers, there is only so much they could do with enforcement.
Just recently, we've seen all these street takeovers. We were limited to tools. We were limited on what we could do.
These new laws will be more aggressive.
So before it was a misdemeanor, we probably had to charge them with reckless driving or something to that effect. They wouldn't lose their vehicles. Now with these harder penalties, it becomes a felony, and they have to pay a fine of up to $4,000, plus they're going to lose their driver's license for 2 to 4 years.
These crimes can be dangerous and end in shootings or worse. Recently in April, a bicyclist was killed in Pompano Beach after a driver was fleeing from deputies after a street takeover. Now, with the new laws, if you are caught coordinating or participating in a street takeover, a first violation would still be a first-degree misdemeanor like before.
Then y'all gonna be sitting there saying that, oh man, the system is set up against me because I can't get my license and I can't get to work or I can't get a job because of something that I did in my past. And then you're gonna be sitting there and blaming it on the white man and blaming it on the system because you can't get a license to go to work, or when you 30 and the shit that you was doing when you was 22 ain't gonna fly no more. When you gotta be held accountable for the rest of your life and you sitting there filling out that job application, or you going online and it says, did you ever get convicted of a misdemeanor or a felony? And then you decide that you want to be honest and say yes. Then you're going to come on my show on After Hours and say, man, it's because when I'm honest, I can't get a job. No, it's because you got to be held accountable for the things you did when you was an adult. And you wanted to be out there. It'd be white people too, them Latinos, white people, Mexicans, all of that. Yeah. Watch too much Fast and Furious. You're not Dominic Toretto. You're not Tyrese. You're not Han. Yeah. Got your phone out. Okay, take this felony. $4,000. Your parent, you still living in your parents' basement. And you get a misdemeanor for the first time. Second time, you didn't learn your lesson because you didn't go to jail. So now you got to get a 3rd-degree felony, and now your license is gone, and you can't get a job. You can't get in college. You can't get the position that you want. And now you got to go out there and you got to deliver my goddamn packages every day. And so now you want to feel some turf. No, we're going to have some church this morning. Now you got to deliver my packages, and you think the system is set up against you. Stop doing stuff you're not supposed to do.
But would carry an increased fine up to $2,000. A second violation would be punishable as a third-degree felony and a fine up to $4,000. Your driver's license could also be revoked for 4 years if you're a repeat offender. With the old law, spectators would receive a non-criminal traffic infraction. Now spectators will get a ticket and an added fine of $400. And there's more. Police could seize your car for forfeiture when it's a felony offense, or it could be impounded for 30 days in a misdemeanor offense.
Now, the real thing that really hits home with young people, I can tell you,
I
use it as leverage with my kids. They can take the car away, and they can seize cars now, regardless of whether or not the owner's driving it.
Florida Senator Jason Pizzo sponsored the bill to take further action on the illegal meetups after he got stuck behind one of those takeovers blocking first responders. He hopes the added measures will help.
It's bad. It's numbering into several thousands in citations previously, but the word really wasn't sort of resonating, and I don't think people felt the pressure of law enforcement enough because we weren't giving them the tools legislatively, and now they have them.
My daughter asked me, and she said, "Dad, can I get a Hellcat?" I said, "Absolutely not. No way, Jose. You absolutely, positively can't get a Hellcat." She said, "Why?" I said, "Because you ain't mature enough, A, and B, I'm not going to make you a target out here in these streets. You can get a Bronco, and you can take the doors off, and you can hang out with your gnarly friends out in the suburbs." Absolutely, positively not. Part of the reason that this is so bad out here in these streets is because we've never had parents that have been honest with their kids and tell them that you are room 9. You are a helmet wearer. You are not mature enough to be able to even drive a car. Y'all so quick to try to give them their license. Y'all so quick to try to push them out in these streets. Y'all so quick to give them freedom. You don't deserve no freedom. You ain't earned it. You ain't earned it. You are a room 9 child. A room 9 child. That's why you keep being out here on these takeovers and you keep stealing cars. You keep stealing cars. Oh, can I get a Hellcat? Nope. You can get some Dairy Queen, though. You can get some Dairy Queen. It sits up nice and high. I ain't got to worry about no accident. It has a 5-star crash rating. It's a nice vehicle. You can sit out there and look good with your friends. 100%. 100%. Hellcat? No. Bronco? That's more your speed. I got you. I had a conversation with her on Sunday. I said, listen, what school you going to? Don't worry about it. She said, she's like, I was thinking about Mary. Mary is her cousin. Mary, she's over in Florida, and I was wondering if I can go to. Nope. Pick a Michigan school, preferably close to home because you're not staying on campus. Daddy is building a whole compound. Don't worry about it. You can stay right on. I'll build you a separate house on the exact same land, and then I'm gonna build the bridge from the big house to the guest house. And Daddy gonna make sure that you stay right here. You're gonna be nice and comfortable in this big old prison of a compound that we got, and you're gonna be well taken care of. She just starts smiling. Yeah, I know my daughter is spoiled. It's called nepotism. Daughter spoiled, but guess what? She's going to be spoiled with me. And while your kids is out there stealing hubcaps, my kid is going to be sitting right here up under me. Anyways, neither here nor there. Let me read a couple of